I am your substitute teacher, Mr. Pacitti, and this is Jack's classroom, so put away your soldier boys, put away your little bow wows, it's time to concentrate, it's time to study. This is AEW Dynamite, and this is Graded. No 20-minute promo here. We are getting straight into the action as Cody Rhodes teams with his temporary wife, Red Velvet, to take on Jade, Cargill, and none other than Shaquille O'Neal. And what a load of fun this was. Shaq and Cody surprisingly start things off, and we get a collar and elbow tie-up. Goodness gracious me. Cody, though, is no match for Shaquille O'Neal's strength, and he gets shoved immediately to the floor. Shaq starts laying in the punches and the chops, and my word, what chops they were, lighting Cody's chest up to say the very least. And then Jade gets tagged in, obviously, making her AEW debut, and what a presence she has. And that's saying something. When you're in there with the likes of Cody and Shaq, she really did stand out last night. Nice bit of back and forth between Jade and Red Velvet. Jade rolling through on a diving crossbody and then hitting a beautiful looking fall-away slam. And then Cody gets involved, elbowing Shaq to the outside. But Shaq doesn't just lay on the floor. No. Austin Gunn gets involved, hitting Shaq with a steel chair. And Shaq basically no-sells it, brings Austin over the top, brings Colton over the top, and starts destroying them before going after QT Marshall. Beautiful moonsault off the top to the outside by Red Velvet. Charlotte Flair, eat your heart out. Fast forward a little bit, and we're getting the tables, 2 tables set up at ringside. So, Cody and Shaq then become legal. We're back in the ring now. Cody eating a beautiful looking powerbomb by Shaquille O'Neal. Good job, my friend. And then Shaquille O'Neal is hoisted up by Cody Rhodes, scoop slammed to the mat. Eat your heart out, Hulk Hogan. Fast forward a little bit once again, and Shaq carefully positioned on the apron. This is the spot that everybody's talking about after last night because it was so perfect. Cody going for the crossbody, nailing Shaq with it, and it's like it happened in slow motion. It was so fluid and so safe looking, which is always obviously nice to see. Shaq tumbling back through both tables, writing both men out of the match in the process. So with both men laid out on the outside of the ring, Velvet hits a spear, looks like she has it won. 1, 2, kick out, and then Jade hitting this, I don't know what to call it, it's like a reverse gory bomb, like a facebuster sort of thing, picking up the win for her and Shaquille O'Neal. I loved everything about this. It was just so entertaining throughout. We had great wrestling, we had big moments, there was drama, there were big spots, and everybody was elevated coming out of this match. This is how you use a celebrity to boost not only the exposure of the promotion itself, but to elevate the talent in the ring, and especially Jade Cargill, who came out of this one looking like an absolute star. There's obviously big things in her future because she is so tremendously captivating to watch. I'm going to give this one an A-. Almost got an A. It deserves an A, doesn't it? It was bloody good. This gets an A. After the match, Shaq, he's still hurt from the table spot. They stick him in the back of an ambulance, and then Tony Schiavone goes out to get an interview with him. The man's hurt, Tony. He's on his way to a local medical facility. What are you playing at? But then Tony... This is a bit silly. Tony opens the door of the ambulance and Shaq has vanished. He's like the pissing Undertaker. He's gone. So, I don't think that's the last that we'll see of Shaquille O'Neal in AEW. Maybe he'll pop up and get involved in Cody's match on Sunday. We'll see, but lots of fun. Up next, 2/3 of Death Triangle, Rey Fenix and Pac teaming up to take on John Skyler and D3. The bell rings and Fenix immediately nails D3 with a super kick on the apron. Meanwhile, Pac begins to dismantle Skyler in the ring. Couple of dives, 450 before Rey Fenix puts away Skyler in like 90 seconds. That's all it lasted, but it was good. It served its purpose, you know. It was a squash match, but it established Pac and Rey Fenix as a 2-man tag team because they generally been doing 6-man tags with Death Triangle. It established them as a 2-man tag team ahead of Sunday, and I think that was necessary. And you know what? I think they might do it on Sunday, actually. As far as I'm concerned, they're the favourites now because they had a hell of a showing. And then later in the night, and I'll talk about this in a bit, at the end of the night, there was a big old brawl and they got their own entrance music. Hey, maybe AEW are working me. Maybe they're playing me like a fiddle. But I'd like to see Pac and Rey Fenix do it. Decent stuff. B- from me. Inner Circle out next, and it's time for MJF and Chris Jericho's press conference ahead of their match against the Young Bucks on Sunday. Jericho says it's been a year since he lost the AEW World title, and now it's time to get some gold around his waist once again. He is teamed with everyone, from Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson to AEW's own Paul Wight. Still feels weird saying that, doesn't it? But nobody is as good as MJF. And then, bloody hell, making his AEW debut, it's only bloody Conrad Thompson. Conrad steps up to the podium and asks Chris Jericho and MJF, is there any chance of Sammy Guevara getting let back in the Inner Circle? And Chris Jericho and MJF are not best pleased by this question. Jericho calls him a fathead, and MJF calls him turkey tits. Get out of there, Conrad. See you later. Out next to ask a question is Brandon Walker. No, not knock knock. Who's there? Braden Walker. Brandon Walker, the guy from Barstool Sports, and he was on the NXT TakeOver pre-show the other day. Bloody AEW, picking up all the big names. Anyway, he asks, why did you attack Papa Buck? What was all that about? NJF says they were acting in self-defense. Bastard, what a load of they were acting in self-defense, but if you think that's bad, wait until you see what they do to the Young Bucks on Sunday night. Next question is from Eric Bischoff. Welcome back, Bish. He asks if they know the condition of Papa Buck and if they realise by doing what they did to Papa Buck, they have really angered the Young Bucks, and if they know what they're in store for. Jericho says they don't know the condition of Papa Buck, and frankly, they don't care. But then they are interrupted by the AEW Tag Champions themselves, Matt and Nick, the Young Bucks. They say that the Inner Circle made things personal by attacking their dad, you think? And that without their dad, who was a wonderful, compassionate man, without Papa Buck, there would be no Young Bucks. You think? I mean, birds and the bees and all that, yeah, that does make sense. But also, without the Young Bucks, there would be no AEW. Matt rips into MJF and Jericho, and then before long, dual super kicks, and everything breaks down. There's a big old brawl. The referees come out to try and sort things out, and then the Good Brothers come out, and they set up two tables, one at the top of the ramp, one at ringside, and long story short, Ortiz, Santana, both getting put through tables by the Young Bucks. Fun stuff again here. Really effective build for Sunday. The closing image of the segment with MJF and Chris Jericho looking on in horror was especially effective. I'm going to give this one a B+. Really enjoyed the cameos as well. All good stuff. More tag action next with a six-man as FTR team with Tully Blanchard wrestling for the first time in over 13 years, and they are accompanied by none other than JJ Dillon as well. This was awesome. This was absolutely awesome. Taking on Jurassic Express. Tully and Marco start things off in there, but it's not long before Dax Harwood and Jungle Boy become the legal men. Jungle Boy quickly taking control, and then things spill to the outside. Jungle Boy locks in a snare trap on Cash Wheeler. Cash Wheeler, tap, 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 obviously doesn't count. And then JJ Dillon gets involved in one of my favourite moments of the night as he hands the shoe to Dax Harwood. Dax Harwood clobbering Jungle Boy with it, but just a 2 count. More brawling all over the shop. Jungle Boy slammed on the concrete on the outside, and then the heels cut the ring in half. Quick tags, everybody having a little go on Boy. Hot tag, in comes Luchasaurus. Luchasaurus nails a double German suplex, and then some nice tandem offense from the baby faces before the heels take control for a little bit again. Tully hitting a wonderful slingshot suplex, which was great to see as well. Lots of lovely throwbacks last night. It was everything I expected and more. Then Tully takes a tail whip to the face. The baby faces hit the tag finisher. It looks like Jungle Express have this won. But no. All of a sudden, a cameraman gets involved. He's got his hood up. You know what, guys? I don't think that's a cameraman, actually. But he nails Luchasaurus with the camera grip, allowing FTR and Tully to hit the spike pile driver to pick up the win. After the match, it's revealed that it wasn't a cameraman. Of course it wasn't. It was Shawn Spears all along, damn it! And that's your lot. It's a B+ from me. We got some nice tag action from the young lads, but the highlight, as far as I'm concerned, was seeing Tully hit some of his vintage maneuvers, and the shoe touch from JJ Dillon were also really nice there. As far as Shawn Spears goes, I'm not the biggest fan or anything, but it was a very effective reveal, and it's good to see him and Tully working together once again, because I think that's probably where he does his best work, so I'm excited to see where things go from here. Next up, we've all been waiting for it. It's the Paul Wight, finally making his presence known in AEW with a big announcement. He's got his lovely big smile. He's got his beautiful new shirt. It's very clever. It says "No more BS." Do you get it? Hates Britney Spears. He says how happy he is to be in AEW. He hypes the new show, Dark Elevation, and then he makes a big tease. Somebody debuting for AEW, a big new Hall of Fame worthy signing who is going to show their face on Sunday night. Who could it be? Who could it? Let me know in the comment. It's Ahmed Johnson. No grade for that one, too short. But next up, Ryu Mizunami taking on Nyla Rose in the Women's Eliminator title tournament finals to get that shot at the gold on Sunday night. Really decent match here. Started with a few comedic moments, each woman posing and sort of pointing fun at the other as they gained the upper hand. But it wasn't long before things intensified. That happened sooner rather than later. Great guillotine leg drop on the apron by Mizunami, and then it looks like Nyla Rose is going to get counted out, but she gets in at the 9 count and then eats a big leg drop, and it looks like Ryu maybe has this one, but just a 2 count. The two start exchanging blows, and these are stiff blows, big clotheslines all over the place. Nyla hitting a Death Valley driver, 1, 2, no. Then hits a diving knee drop, 1, 2, no. Then hits a superplex, 1, 2, no. Just can't put her away. Mizunami ends up finding her second win, hits a big spear, goes up top, leg drop, and picks up the win. So we've got our match for Sunday night, Hikaru Shida versus Ryu Mizunami. This gets a B+. I think AEW have maybe done some of the women in the tournament a little bit dirty by not properly airing the matches, so a lot of people haven't seen the early stages of the tournament, but this was a good way to conclude the tournament, and by the end of the match I was really invested. Great performance by both women here. B+ from me. Sting's out next for a quick promo, and he actually thanks Brian Cage for powerbombing him a couple of weeks ago, saying it shook off all the ring rust. What a nice bloke. Ricky Stark then interrupts. He comes out and he says, "I've been really impressed with you, Sting, but you're no icon." Bang! Slaps Sting across the face. He takes control, but it's not long before Sting has him in the corner. Stinger splash, Scorpion Deathlock, and Stark's tapping like an absolute little bitch before Team Taz come out to make the save. So Sting gets hoisted up by Brian Cage. It looks like he's about to take another powerbomb when all of a sudden, wouldn't you know it, Darby Allin makes the save, shotgun dropkick to Cage, and that's your lot. The heels retreat. This was all well and good. It wasn't bad by any means, but I'm only going to give it a C+, just because it was a bit predictable, bit formulaic, and considering it was the go-home show, I think they could have done a little bit more with this. So C+, it's not to say that I'm not invested in the match, because I already was invested in the match. This just felt like maybe a wasted opportunity. It was, as I say, all a bit predictable. Next up, Dark Order's 10 is in action, taking on Max Caster, or Caster. Caster on his way to the ring, he's rapping and he's laying into all the Dark Order, tearing them to shreds. And in fact, -1 had to be held back by 10 because he was about to bite his bloody face off. A spot for the winner here in the Face of the Revolution ladder match on Sunday. So high stakes here. Both men evenly matched, both getting in about equal measures of offense until the finish. Not too much to say about the match itself. There was lots of healing it up by Caster, and he has heaps of charisma, by the way. It really works. He's a great character already. And the finish comes when 10 is draped over the ropes like he's about to take a 619, when all of a sudden, Jack Evans runs out, nails him with the boombox. Max Caster doesn't need to do anything else. Makes the cover. 1, 2, 3. There's your winner. It gets a C+ from me, nothing remarkable, but a perfectly serviceable match. After the match, Jack Evans collects $4,200 dues from Money Matt Hardy. He paid him to do that, the damn dirty bastard. Main event time and more tag team action as Marq, Quen and Matt Hardy take on the team of John Silver and Hangman Adam Page. Two feuds being addressed in one match here, but the wrestlers really made this work. On paper, when I saw the card before the show, I didn't think that this would be the main event, but the wrestlers really made it feel important, so it worked for me. The babyface is in control for the opening portion of this match, but then Matt Hardy, who's not the legal man at this point, hits Johnny Hungy with a side effect on the hardest part of the ring, and the heels take control. Adam Page and Marq Quen then become legal, and these two have some really great chemistry together, by the way. A little bit later still, Marq Quen accidentally booting Matt Hardy in the face, so Matt Hardy spills to the outside, and by the time he gets back on the apron, Adam Page in control, and he don't want none of that at all, refusing to tag in. Matt only agrees to enter the match again to get tagged in when Page has been beaten down a little bit, and he comes in, but that doesn't last long before John Silver gets in there and beats the absolute bejesus out of Money Matt. I'm just going to fast forward to the finish now because I'm fed up of doing play-by-play. John Silver and Adam Page with some really, really lovely crisp tag offense, and then Matt Hardy has to watch on as Adam Page hits the buckshot lariat on Marq Quen, and Adam Page, really nice touch here. I love it when they do this. Adam Page just eye contact with Matt Hardy the whole time. After the move, he gets down, covers him, just looking, staring at Matt Hardy. Really hyped for Sunday, should be good. So that gets a B+. Then, after the match, Matt Hardy attacks Hangman Page and cuts a little promo on him, really hyping the match on Sunday before the Dark Order make the save, and then everybody involved in that tag team casino battle royal comes out. There's like, 20 men in the ring all at once. But, as I mentioned earlier, Death Triangle, Rey Fenix, and Pac getting their own entrance with music, which makes me think they're going to win it. I think they're going to be my prediction. We'll see. Very good night of wrestling last night. I think there was something for everyone, and I'm going to give the show overall, I'm going to give it an A-. I had B+ written there, but the first 90 minutes or so of the show were really, really outstanding. I thought it was a great night, actually. So, there you go. That's your lot from me. Thank you very much for watching. Tune in tomorrow for our AEW predictions. I'll be there for the live stream on Sunday night, and then, of course, you're going to get what happened at Graded and WTF. Take care. Jack's back next week. Thank the Lord. See ya!